Bitcoin daily update. It's Friday, July the 7th. Let's get right to it. The hourly chart, we're going to start there on the short time frame so you can know what to watch for the rest of the day. Then we'll zoom out to the 4-hour, kind of the next couple of days through the weekend, and then we'll go to the daily and weekly to get you the bigger picture and all that good stuff. We're going to look at support, resistance, bullish and bearish biases. You always want to look at both. You don't want to be leaning perma-bull or perma-bear ever. Just follow the data and the charts and then make your decision, just like a courtroom, right? Whoever has the most evidence, that's you should be following. Anybody that's always preaching just bull or just bear is full of bull, right? So if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Twitter, Telegram, and Patreon. Patreon's for more content, more teaching, and help navigating these markets for the rest of the current bull cycle. So links below. Okay, so let's see what we have on the hourly chart. Just a handful of minutes ago, rejection right near the 200 EMA right here on this pinkish line. We call it reddish pink. You could see our previous going back last weekend support bounce there, and then we broke through it back last Wednesday. Right, this is the hourly chart, but previous support breaks, flips to resistance, resistance, finally broke through it again, and quick head fake out to 2023 all-time highs over 31.5, send it back down, and we're back to resistance. So we're going to have a breakthrough candle with conviction, kind of like that move there. Otherwise, it's resistance until proven otherwise. So that's what we're looking for the rest of today. Let's get back above the 200 EMA, currently around 30,450. Flip that back to support, and then we can talk about bigger prices. But until that happens on the shorter time frame, it's resistance, right? We just hit it as our first initial resistance. Now, what we want to look for if we go down further is to put in a higher low that we have been doing here, right? See this low here, and higher low here. Then if we come back down again, right, any further, right, we want to look for a higher low, preferably off of, this high here, right? So you'd want to kind of break through that high, come back, hold previous resistance, right, and then work our way back up and just stair step it, back to the upside, right? Bulls climb up the stairs, bears jump out the window, right? That's where we're at. So 4 hours, zoom out a little bit more. Bulls would argue that we're holding these kind of support, right? This support low, our lowest close back here made on June 22nd, right? That low close, 29,866. We came down very close to it just yesterday. That closed at 29,899. So a higher close still maintaining our upper tier here, our upper box shadow sideways movement that we've been in, if you will. We also loosely held this 100 EMA support on the 4-hour chart. So as we move back up, we need to, flip these moving averages, preferably to support, but more importantly, we need to get above them. So the bears, what would they argue is that this kind of pattern, this fall down and then this immediate kind of bounce into this kind of a bearish flag here, tends to breed more downside, right? But you'd want to see a kind of disprove of that, right? Just we saw something very similar here, right? This move down, then this move up, and then even though we had a move back, we didn't really close back below all the moving averages, and then we just kind of made our merry way back up. So we'd want to see kind of a rhyme of that. History doesn't repeat, but it does often rhyme. So we're seeing a similar rhyme so far. Move down, move up. So even if we have like a fake out down, right, maybe we get another one of these kind of wick guys, right? You see this here, and a fake out, and then kind of hold the moving averages, then work our way back up. So watch for that. Over the next day or two going into the weekend, if we can flip back, 30,500, that gets us back above all our moving averages here. And then you start to lean a bit more bullish, right? And then you can see your moving averages, you start to hold the EMA 8, the 14, the 21. Those top three are really the key ones to maintain your bullish momentum. And that's why we got that bigger move, right? So that's what we're looking at. We want to get back above it, right? We're still leaning a little bit more cautious on the 4-hour chart here because we're beneath moving averages. We're in this kind of sketchy pattern where the big fall down and then immediate recovery that shapes up into kind of a bearish kind of a flag pattern. Loosely fit here, more textbook back here, right? You see how that that immediate like kind of sharp rise, and then we kind of fell back down again briefly, right? So that kind of pattern right there, right? We're similarly doing that, but it's not quite as well structured so far. So ideally, let's just close back above 30,500, flip that back to support, and then we can climb up the stairs through the weekend maybe, okay? So that's what we're looking for on the 4 hour. How about up to the daily chart? A little bit clearer here. Right, here's our that lowest close, right? That's what we're looking at. Here's our daily line right there. If we somehow close today, tomorrow, Sunday, whatever, a daily candle below this line, 29, 850, let's call it, for a clean break, then our odds simply go up based on the charts and the data that we're coming back to this zone. Why that zone? Well, here's our previous highs, and that would be our initial kind of daily support, 29.5. All the way down to our previous breakout level, this high close right here, around just above 28K. That was also previous, right? You want to look for multiple interactions of similar lines here, right? You can see support, flip to resistance, resistance, hopefully flipping back to support. So 21-day EMA, we bounced off it perfectly yesterday, right? Late, and then so far so good. So do we need to come all the way back down here? No, we see these wicks right here. So sometimes you can get this kind of liquidity zone here, and you can see a couple candles here holding that little space zone right there, right, just above where that previous close was. So that's bullish as well, because sometimes you'll front run where everyone is looking, and that's a bullish case because bigger money, smarter money is not willing to wait to get down to those levels. Maybe it front runs the order books, right? So that's what we're looking for on the daily chart. Okay, so nice move to the upside. Now, bears would argue you're still trapped beneath the EMA 8 there in that red, right? After breaking down through it, we haven't broken back above it yet. We need to close back above it today. That would be our main goal for this daily chart. Close back above the EMA 8. That is, let's get the exact number, 30,382 and changing, right? This will change throughout the day. So if we blast up, you'll see that moving average really start to rise with it. If we go down, that will start to fall, right? The EMA 8 changes the quickest. Okay, so keep an eye on that. We're looking for a close roughly above 30,380-ish. Okay, so that's what we'll be looking at for the bulls to gain a little bit more momentum and the bears not to start to win here, right? So if we close under it, right, the bears start to have a case, at least for the short term, that we're closing and then not being able to recover immediately, right? You could shake it off if we can close above, 30,004, 30,005, especially if we come back up in this area. That'd be a great sign, right? So that's bulls and bears on the daily chart. Let's zoom out to get our bigger picture on the weekly, and more or less what we've talked about kind of throughout the week. We're indecision candles. Let's remove these drawings here. We're looking at just 1 week. Last week, perfect indecision, long leg doji. We're probably going to shape up. That's the odds is we're going to just do that again because of the big move a couple weeks back, right? Just like we rhyming with this move, right? Big move up, sideways consolidation, another nice move going into a flag formation. Here's the breakout of that flag, right? Flag formation after a move up. That's what we're doing. This is the result of this flag, and we should remain bullish and keep up here. Worst case scenario for the bulls, right? Not saying worst case scenario is going to happen. For the bulls to maintain their momentum, the worst case they'd want to see is kind of a tag and a hold above the EMA 8 on the weekly. So that's what we're looking for the bullish momentum. 28.8 roughly. That will also simmer down if we go down to it today. I would say it would probably be around 28.7, 28.750. So if we come down here, we'd want to kind of hold that with a wick. Maybe if we tag that going through the weekend, right? A close above the EMA 8, and we're still, leaning uber bullish, right? So keep that in mind on the weekly, the bigger picture. But the odds are just consolidation, right? Big move, digest the move, and then make your next big move. You got to lean a little bit more bullish there based on, not my opinion, but based on the chart. I mean, we're in an uptrend all of 2023. We've just bounced out of the flag formation, right? We should be going higher That is where you want to lean. We're above all weekly moving averages. The weekly moving averages are separating and sorted out least to great. That's what you want to look for. Going back to any previous bull market, right? Let's go back and look, right? How does it look when they're starting? Let me get the right damn tools. Okay, so these bigger moves, where do they start to happen? When you get above all your moving averages and you start to sort them out least to greatest, and then you get your bigger moves, right? Even going back here, look at where we are. Move down, back up all the moving averages on the weekly. They start to sort out least to greatest. It's the first part of the cycle, which we're in now. I think we're probably back in this area, maybe even earlier than that. I do believe that the next macro peak will be sometime in 2025. And this is too early for this kind of moves. But this would breed, good altcoins. Altcoin movements could start to come out of their shell a little bit if Bitcoin can maintain above its weekly moving averages and start to go kind of sideways like this, right? Altcoins would really start to move here. Okay, we're going to talk about that again in just a second. But I think we're in early stages, but just trying to show you similarities here. And, similarities from what we're seeing now. Let me move back over here, right? Early stages, but above all our moving averages. And we're starting to sort these out. This has been a long time since we've been doing this, right? Just in the past couple of weeks, this has happened. Okay, so realize we're still early. Realize that, another, being at 50K tomorrow is probably not likely. But, what we want to look for is maintaining our bullish structure above moving averages, calm down, and then alts will start to rise very bigly. Okay, so speaking of that, let's go look at our crypto fear and greed index. We're at 55 right now. Greed, it's okay, right? You could stay up there for weeks and months, but not a problem. But we've just kind of been flatlining down here, right? Just for the most part, just trending sideways. That's fine, right? Holding bullish momentum, that's what you're going to do, right? Altcoin season, no, it's Bitcoin season, but this is starting to rise. So I think altcoins may start to make a run here. Now I see that may, and use it cautiously because here's the chart, right? Our high of 22. So I feel like in the next week or so, we'll either get our move bigger from alts or put back on the back burner and on a low simmer, right? And how we're going to be able to tell is this chart, right? Blockchaincenter.net is a free chart. If you don't have it already, go get it. Check it, update it every day, or just watch these videos and I'll do the updates for you. But what I'm looking for is a move above 22. So what would that mean? Why would be a big deal? Well, one, we'd be coming in to, macro Bitcoin seasons trapped below this line. So above 25, but two, more importantly, it would maintain a structure of a high, a new higher high. At the same time, you have a low, make a high, a higher low, and then a new higher high. That would be the start of a trend and an uptrend. You can get these on anything. You can use line charts for support and resistance and finding trends very easily, right? So we have a low so far at 3. We have a high at 22. We have a higher low so far at 7. We want to look for a higher high in the coming days. Preferably today. That'd be great. Let's just this can change actually throughout the day even. So if altcoins really start to move, which you're starting to actually see some of these. I mean, look at Ocean today, up 14% out of left field, right? Just out of nowhere. Okay, so what you want to look for is just, you can look at the altcoin season, altcoin market right here in total 3. This removes Bitcoin and Ethereum. You want to see this start to outperform total 1, right? That includes Bitcoin and Ethereum. Total 2 excludes Bitcoin. Total 3 excludes all 3, or all 2. It's just the pure altcoin market cap. So that's a snapshot, or you can just do a scroll and whatever the hell watch list you're looking at. So Ocean and I believe Bone are the top 2 performers. I think I saw way down here somewhere. Look at that. Bone, 21%. So those kind of little moves start to give you subtle hints of potential altcoins wanting to move very bigly. We'll get this, I think, in my opinion, right? This is a little bit more in my opinion, but if we see a higher high of 22 on this chart, I think altcoins are really going to start to shine here, but it's a big if, right? If we come up and we top at 20 and then we go back down again, it could probably be another week, several weeks to months before altcoins really come back out, right? So it's too early to tell. This is how you're going to tell. There you go. So quote of the day: travel becomes a strategy for accumulating photographs. We'll go with it. Car of the day: American hypercar. One of the few, maybe the only. I don't know if you can call Vipers hypercar, but supercar for sure. I believe this is a hypercar. Ford GT, obviously. Hopefully you got that one. If you like cars. The rear end, one of the best rear ends of any hypercar, in my opinion. The aerodynamics on this are absolute batshit crazy. This hole right here that you see, it goes right through right here. This is the same hole. It's pretty nutty to see one of these in real life. They're super low too. Like your knees come up past the taillights. I guess I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'1", so my knees come up to the taillights. Maybe if you're a little person, maybe your head comes up to the taillights. I don't know. So what we're doing, Ford GT, just pointing out that, I mean, these taillights are hollow too. It's a work of art. This is one of the best American things ever produced. For car-wise, I guess. We'll go with that. All right, I'll see you on the next one. 57 gold stars to you. You just keep accumulating those gold stars. You're going to be doing very well come the end of this bull run. You're going to have like thousands of gold stars and hopefully thousands and thousands of pesos. All right, I'll see you on the next one. See you right back here on Monday or on the next video. Maybe I'll make you another bonus video after this, if you're lucky.